being an artist, making money, surviving capitalism, putting a number on how your art is valued, making sure your work is accessible. Oh, how do we do it? How do we do it all? How do we do it? Let's talk about it. Hello from the studio and welcome to my little corner of the internet. I'm Lindsay Turk Waller. I'm a professional artist, and in this episode we're going to be talking about pricing your art. Being an artist and navigating money is tough. Capitalism sucks. Boo! I think it can suck the soul out of art, but we have to figure out a way to survive it, right? It can be really confusing. Making work to attempt to make a world that values art. In a world that values joy, empathy, and pleasure beyond what capitalism allows. And then to put a painting up for sale with a certain number on it so that I can survive. It's really hard and really confusing and feels weird, right? It feels weird. I think money is great. I think it's important to know the monetary value of your time and your work, especially if you are working for yourself. I'm also not interested in the starving artist trope. I honestly think that the concept of the starving artist is an attempt to keep people from pursuing creative endeavors. My goal as a professional full-time artist living in capitalism is to try to figure out a way that my art increases in value over time, remains accessible to anyone and everyone, and provides me with the structure and stability to live a happy, beautiful, fulfilled life. So, here's what I offer as an artist. Original paintings, which are handmade, one-of-a-kind acts of love and devotion. I know that sounds so dramatic, but it's true. These are the most valuable pieces of art that I make because they are the real original thing, right? They are the thing that I take materials and manifest ideas with. I spend a lot of time, materials, and thought to materialize ideas. These also come with a certificate of authenticity and are typically investment pieces for my collectors. I also trust that the value of my paintings will increase over time. And honestly, there is no better feeling than when I sell an original painting. I truly cannot put into words the gratitude that I feel when that happens. So how do I price them? Well, when I first started my career, things were very cheaply priced. But my material quality and my skill level were also a lot lower. I used to sell paintings at $500 or less. But now, after years of experience and growth, $500 is the minimum access point for my paintings. Once I got into a rhythm of selling my art full time, I started using this model that was pricing things per square inch. I would typically price things between $1 and $3 per square inch. What this looks like is if I have a 18 by 24 painting, I would take the height, 18, and multiply it by 24. And then I would also multiply it by the depth of the painting, which would be 1.5 typically. And then I would take that number and I would multiply that by $1, $2, or $3, depending on how much I loved the painting. So that's how I did it for a while, and it was fine. It worked great. I noticed that the prices on my smaller paintings were a little too low for what I was comfortable with, and the prices on my larger paintings were a little too high. It just felt too broad. Then, recently, I learned about the factor formula, which is my current pricing model as of yesterday. Artists, it's okay to change things when you get new information, I promise. So, here is the factor formula. This is good for 2D work, paintings, drawings. The factor formula is height plus width. You take that number, and then you multiply that by your factor number. I decided that I have a factor number of 45. This was based on comparing my prices with artists that I feel aligned with and based on my professional experience exhibiting my work in public spaces. Some of my colleagues have factor numbers of 80, 90, higher. I will work up to that, but I feel good with my factor number being 45 based on my experience, my practice, what I'm making, and the prices that I've had over the past year as well. I basically looked at how I've been pricing things and I found the factor number by finding the average of those. But I'm feeling good about it, and that's what matters. What matters is that I feel good about it. I think it's important to be aligned with the industry standards. However, every artist is unique and has different needs and different context of their entire lives and the practice and what makes sense for them. So what works for me might not work for you, and that's okay. What matters is finding what feels good for you. If anything, I just hope that this can motivate you to figure out a structure for your pricing that brings consistency and clear expectations to your audience. I'll make sure to attach a resource that might help you down below, so check that out. Overall, original paintings are incredibly valuable and they have a costly access point. That is a good thing. And so is accessibility. To make sure that my art is always accessible, I offer high quality giclée fine art prints of all of my paintings at a lot of different sizes and materials and price points. And then pretty soon, I'm going to offer limited edition signed prints of newer works that I make, which gives collectors a special hand-touched piece of art without having to spend thousands of dollars on an original. So keep an eye out for those two. I hope this was helpful. If you liked this episode, make sure to hit the good buttons and subscribe. Let me know if there's a certain topic you'd want to hear discussed, and I'll do my best to make it happen. Again, thanks for being here. Endlessly grateful for you. Okay, love you, bye.